Greetings. Welcome back to the only show where the host can't decide what time he actually wants to record his videos. Today we're discussing a new anime that I've discovered. I'm gonna refer to it as Socks. I'll try to find the actual title of it in post and put it in either the title or in the video itself somewhere on screen. But the best way I can describe this anime, and I've only just started watching it, is if you've ever seen, if you know of Ninja Sex Party, you know they have a song called 6969, where within the video, there's the world that they've created within the music video, where they go to the year 6969, and they think it's going to be amazing because, the number, its significance. And they get there, and it turns out it's the exact polar opposite of what they were expecting it to be. There's no, half-naked women running around. There's no orgies like they thought there was going to be. It's just everyone's wearing, full-length turtlenecks and full-length pants, and they're, waving at each other from respectable distances. That's kind of what the world is in this anime. All naughty words have been banned to protect the innocence of children. So to understand it even better, just imagine if YouTube took over Japan and implemented the same rules and regulations they have on this website into a country. Not necessarily Japan, but if YouTube just made a country and ran that country with the same rules that they run the site with, right? You can't show anything inappropriate. You can't say anything inappropriate. You can't even do anything mildly inappropriate or that might be taken out of context, because then you might get your video removed. It's like that. It's like that. Exactly like that. You can't do anything even remotely suggestive, or else you get arrested in this world. And there's this vigilante girl, right? She's turns out she's on the school board, but they don't know that she's on the school board because she wears a mask and a disguise, so nobody knows it's her. Her mask is just a pair of panties that she puts over her face, which is kind of funny. So she goes around doing all of this weird, suggestive stuff, sort of in disguise, so nobody knows it's actually her. And I think she goes by the Scarlet Blue Witch or something like that. Scarlet Blue Wolf. Something like that. Something with blue in the name. And she recruits this kid who is a transfer student from probably one of the most vulgar parts of Japan. And he doesn't want anything to do with this because he's trying to impress this girl, because he wants to be all squeaky clean, doesn't say anything naughty, and he doesn't want to be associated with his father, who's like the biggest perv in all of where they are, and everybody knows him as the son of a pervert. But he doesn't want anything to do with that. He doesn't want to be associated with that. He wants to change his life. He wants to be clean. And then he just gets absolutely ruined and manipulated, or not manipulated. He just gets ruined. Like, his innocence just gets, or what innocence he's built up has just gotten taken away. And now him and this other girl are trying to ruin the innocence of pretty much everyone else in their school and potentially the rest of Japan. And it's just interesting to see how, like, in a world of censorship, how people would react. How some people would react to being forced into being censored and forced into having to, dress a certain way and have to, not be able to say certain things, or else you get arrested by the government. I know it's a comedy, but like you can interpret it as so much more than just a silly, goofy anime. Um, I think it's really sort of unintentionally or intentionally, I don't know. It's sort of a commentary on humanity as a whole, because, like I said, YouTube is trying to censor everybody, where we have to say we can't say certain things. We have to apply with COPA, or comply with COPA, and everything else on this platform, so that we don't get taken down. But it's also kind of representative of the underground communities that spring up. Like iDubbbz and Filthy Frank and Max Mofo, all back in 2010 till 2015. That span where they were doing that sort of stuff, and then YouTube's now cracking down on that kind of stuff, not allowing it. So it's just interesting to see how that kind of if the whole world, or one part of the world, decides to ban every single somewhat suggestive word or act, and how people comply with it, and how people can kind of deal with it in a way. And I don't know. I just find it really, really interesting. It's a really entertaining anime. It's really funny to see how they kind of go along with it. And this kid's like 9. I wanna maintain my, I wanna be squeaky clean. I wanna be clean, and I don't wanna ruin any sort of relationship that I could potentially make before I set it in stone. So it's very interesting to see how these two classmates kind of interact, and sort of try to keep their identities secret, and keep their acts sort of underground, because they are both on the school student council, so they have to kind of do everything in secret, and kind of hide it from other people. And it's kind of funny because they discuss what they did in the student council meetings, and they kind of have to go along with the student council. It's like, oh, I don't know who it was. Wasn't us. I don't know what that means. I'm I don't want to associate myself with those people anymore. So it's really interesting to see that, and it's also sort of I guess I'm gonna say it's, for right now, I'm gonna say it's an intentional social commentary on what would happen if we all live in a world where our government decides to censor everything we do and see and say, and what kind of world it would be that we all would live in under those sorts of circumstances. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna give Socks a 9 out of 10 for comedy, and probably a 9.5 out of 10 for sort of subliminally injecting this sort of idea of censorship into our minds, and sort of showing us what the world would be like if we all followed these sorts of censorship rules, and didn't allow anybody to say what they want, and do what they want, and wear what they would like to wear. So it's just really interesting, I think, and it's I'm gonna end it there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I think I'm gonna start getting into coffee reviews. I like coffee, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, Keep doing what you're doing.